Today we're going to talk about Crash's calorie scale. So this is a scale that I came up with based on what I've seen over time, trying to make it really simple to calculate your base calorie intake. So this is going to give you a starting point. So I want to overemphasize that this is going to be a starting point, but that's about the same with every calorie calculator out there. So there's probably hundreds of different calorie calculators, and every single one is going to give you different calories to start with. So the biggest thing is that you start somewhere. You maintain that for a month or 2 months. You're fairly consistent with it, and then you can make modifications from there. So this is not going to be foolproof. This is not going to be the perfect calorie amount for everybody, but it's a good starting point. So if you want to lose weight, you will be on the upper end of this calorie calculator. And if you want to gain weight by way of muscle mass, you're going to be on the lower end of this calculator. So it's really simple. All you do is take your body weight in pounds, and you're going to multiply it by a number that you see on the side. So I would suggest multiplying by 2 different numbers to make a range that you can get your calories into. So I'll start from the top, but you basically choose what category you want to be in, and they're each a little different. So if you multiply your weight by 9, I put that in the very aggressive weight loss category. So you're going to lose weight, probably no doubt in that category, but it's really aggressive and it's going to be difficult. It may not be easy to maintain for long term. So you can go there, but just know that it's not going to be something that's easy. You're probably going to feel pretty hungry in that range. If you multiply by 10, it's still pretty aggressive, but it's a little bit more maintainable than being at that 9. So if you want to go to 11 or 12, those are a little bit more maintainable. You're probably going to still lose weight at 11, but it's a little bit more maintainable long term. And then at 12, it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's definitely going to be a lot more maintainable long term. So you can lose weight in all those categories. It's just going to be a little bit faster weight loss up here at the lower end, and it's going to be a little bit slower weight loss in the middle, but sometimes that slower weight loss is going to be a lot more productive for you because you can maintain it long term and lose weight for a really long time. 13 and 14 right in the middle. If you want to maintain your weight, a lot of people like to just stay the weight that they're at, or if you get to a point where you want to stay where you're at, you might just multiply by 13 and 14, and that's going to be your calorie range to start with. That's going to be a pretty good estimate for that. On the lower end down here, this is for trying to put on muscle mass. You can put on some muscle in the maintenance and even sometimes in the lower, the weight loss categories based on where you're at in your timeline. If you're a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit heavier in your weight, you might be able to put on some muscle up here in these ranges, but it's going to be a lot easier to put on muscle in these lower ranges down here. So if you want to gain muscle slowly, I would start with 15, and that's going to help you gain muscle, but it's going to be super slow, and you might not put on a ton of fat with that. So with 16 and 17, you're going to start to put on a little bit more weight as you go up, but you'll probably put on a little bit more muscle as well. So 16 is maintainable weight gain, so you're going to probably gain weight at that point. You're probably going to put on a little bit of muscle, but you might start running the risk of putting on a little bit more fat. And then aggressive weight gain, that's going to get to the point where it's going to be difficult to eat that many calories and eat that much protein that you'll need there as well, and maintain that. And you're probably going to put on more fat than you want to, but if you want to gain muscle a little bit quicker, that's something that you can dabble in as well. So just want to overemphasize, this is a starting point, so you can start here. I would suggest picking 2 different numbers, so pick an upper and a lower, and that's going to be the range that you want to go into.